Well, David Haye, we're here in South London, your manor. You've got a big smile in your face. I would suggest it's because you're back training, and of course you were there at Wembley on Saturday, weren't you? And seeing Foch v Groves, that would have got the juices going.
The juices are firmly flowing. That was an amazing event. Both fighters need to give themselves a big pat on the back because they promoted and staged, and obviously Mr. Hearn, Matchroom and Sky Sports pay-per-view put on one of the best shows I've ever been to. I've been all over the world. I've been to Vegas, been to Germany, been to some real big events, and I can't think of any boxing event that can top that on Saturday night. So everybody involved in the production and particularly the fighters, because they're the guys who went out there and put it on the line. They should really be proud of themselves of being a part of that. Carl Froch remained champion. George Groves had an unfortunate night, but he'll come again. He'll have his time as champion. It's not quite yet, while Carl Froch is champion, but Carl Froch, I think, has got 1 or 2 fights left. I'd like to see him go to Vegas, fight Chavez Jr., Julius Caesar Chavez Jr. in Vegas, and retire top of the pile. But you've got James DeGale. I think he'll be fighting for the vacant IBF title in the not so distant future, and a nice DeGale George Groves rematch too. I think that would be a fantastic fight. And so I believe, although George came off second best in this event, he came off second best to one of the greatest, arguably the greatest British fighters. You can't question his resume, you can't question Carl Froch's statistics.
And being a Londoner, of course, Wembley Stadium, 80,000 people. It was a great occasion for the capital, and one. I mean, you've had 35,000 at Upton Park, haven't you?
I've had some big crowds, but nothing compares to that. That was very, very special. That was something that I was just glad to be there. I was working for Sky Sports box office, and it was a real nice occasion to be there. Glenn McCorry, Johnny Nelson, was all looking around thinking, this is insane, this is amazing.
It kind of went beyond boxing.
It really was. It sort of transcended the sport, and people who weren't interested in sport, people who weren't interested in boxing, they were talking about the fight. It was the national. You never thought England had a football match the day before. No one was talking about that. That was irrelevant. It was all about the fight night, and it was great. And I really had. I seem to have given British boxing a real shot in the arm. It's really got everyone excited. Got all the other fighters are buzzing. All the gyms are busy. This is what boxing needs, more nights like that. Even if it has one of those nights a year, it will just really keep the British boxing juices flowing.
Well, you talk about British boxing and a shot in the arm. I'll tell you something else that will give British boxing a shot in the arm. That's seeing the old Haymaker back in the ring, and it's looking. It wasn't looking good, but now it is.
Yeah, I'm feeling way more positive. I've had some real low points where I was questioning myself, questioning my body, questioning whether I could get back to the old me. But a bit of patience, a bit of time, some good rehab, some great physiotherapy, and I'm feeling very confident. I can do pretty much most of the stuff I could do before: pull-ups, dips, press-ups. I'm punching nicely. So I'm very confident that in a few months I'll be knocking people out pretty spectacularly.
Injury to the right shoulder, the right bicep is as bad as you can get for someone whose living was based on the power of their. And there were times when it was pretty bad. You could barely do the bare minimum human basics at one point.
I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't wipe my arse. It sounds a bit, but I do have to learn to do everything left-handed. I mean everything, and it wasn't ideal, but it's a small price to pay. Every athlete at some stage has an operation. I've been fortunate up until this point where I've never needed an operation, and I've managed to work around having operations to get to where I need to get to. But this time round, it had to be done, and things are detached, and you've got to reattach them. You got to have an operation. But I'm feeling good. My shoulder's feeling nice, feeling strong, and I'm looking forward to getting back into beating people up.
Now, you made more money than you probably dreamt you would. You were world champion. You were undisputed cruiserweight world champion. You've had big fights. In many ways, a fantastic career. But it didn't end the way that you wanted it, and I'm guessing this just unfinished business for you more than anybody else.
Yeah, no one envisaged having to pull out fights. It's pulling out one fight, that's bad enough. But when there's multiple fights that have been cancelled because your body has broken down, because you physically haven't had to do something. It's very frustrating. But you learn from those. I've had a nice long break now to sort of reflect on why these things happen. Is it just bad luck? Am I just the most unluckiest guy in the world? Or do I need to make some adjustments here and there? I think I need to make some adjustments. I don't think I was blessed with luck, but you can't put things on bad luck. There are certain fighters who are lucky all the time. For instance, Floyd Mayweather. He's lucky all the time. Joe Calzaghe, he was lucky. Was he lucky all the time, or was he just perfectly prepared, or did he just do everything right? Dot all the I's, cross all the T's, and he never had any issues. So you've got to look at what works, what doesn't work. My good nights, what did I do in the lead up to those, and the bad nights, what happened there. So put everything into the mix and try and come up with a solution to make sure these things don't happen again.
So a fitter, wiser, prepared, hungry David Haye.
Hungry haymaker, yes. That's what you'll be seeing.
And finally, what's the game plan now? A number of fights under your belt, I guess, but go all the way?
I wouldn't be getting back into boxing if it didn't culminate in me having the heavyweight championship wrapped around my waist. What's the point? I've got no other reason to do it. If it was just a fight for the sake of having a fight, so I've got no interest in that. Every fight needs to be leading me onto a path, getting back in there, practicing things, trying things out. So everything's done for a reason, just like my whole career has, and I've achieved a lot in a small amount of fights. And I've got no time to be hanging around. I'm 33 now, so I want to fight before I'm 34. So that means I've got to get my act together. I've got to October the 13th to get myself back together. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy. It feels like I could fight now, to be honest. But I don't want to take things for granted. I want to make sure I'm 100% perfect. And I'm glad that things have gone the way they have.
Well, David, we will watch with great interest.
Thank you very much.